Hey everyone, Sam here. Today we're going to be going over August book haul. There are 10 books here to go over, and how I'm going to handle it is I'm going to show the book, give the title, read the synopsis, and then I'll give a brief, maybe background story about it or just opinion. So, first one is Welcome to Dead House by R.L. Stine. Look alive. Amanda and Josh think the old house they have just moved into is weird, spooky, possibly haunted, and the town of Dark Falls is pretty strange too. But their parents don't believe them. You'll get used to it, they say. Go out and make some new friends. So Amanda and Josh do. But these new friends are not exactly what their parents had in mind, because they want to be friends forever. So I actually got that book because my best friend wanted to, she got it and she was going to read it. I was like, okay, let's buddy read it. So I bought a copy, and we've read a little bit, not a whole lot, but still working on it. The Crying Child by Barbara Michaels. Trapped between madness and imagination. From the moment she arrived on King's Island, Joanne McMullen knew that her sister's grief over losing her child had driven her dangerously close to madness. Jo grew anxious when Mary confided that she heard a thin, insistent wail that rose up beyond the dark Maine woods. And Mary's desperate midnight searches for the anguished voice aroused a chilling terror within Jo. Maybe Mary was losing her mind. But then it came again. The mystifying cry in the night. And this time, Jo heard it too. So I actually found that at Goodwill. And I'm actually kind of drawn to the older style books, which this is like 1971, I think, is when it was copyrighted, which I, published, whatever. But anyway, so I'm always drawn to these kind of books. I don't know, like, just seeing them on a shelf, I'm like, okay, I want to check this out. And most of the books I buy are like 50 cents, $1. I don't really pay a whole lot for them. But anyway, I'm a thrift shop person. But moving on. Something about that synopsis just really grabbed me. I was like, okay, this looks really interesting. I want to get into it. And yeah, I haven't really had time to read that yet. But anyway. Neophyte, Little Angel by Mink Baylor. Christina Stars has always been an outsider at her school. She always has a hard time making friends, but when the star quarterback of the football team and his best friend, Micah, befriend her, things change. She finally feels safe with Felix and Micah around, but not for long. She needs to protect the guys from the dangers of her own life before it's too late. So, if you can see, I have a bookmark in it. I'm actually reading it. I won't really give much of an opinion on it yet, because there will be a blog accompanying this blog going over the books I read. That book will actually not be in it, because it will be in September's. But I can say so far that I really like it. It's a young adult fantasy. I think it's very much worth the look. It's actually written by a friend of mine, to be honest. So I'm actually going to leave links in the description for at least that book, maybe all of them, but they're all going to be like Amazon. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing that yet. I haven't decided. We will see. Soundless by Rochelle Mead. So when I saw, I'm going to read this analysis first. Sorry, I got kind of sidetracked because there's a interesting, anyway. Okay, one girl hears a call to action. For as long as Faye can remember, there has been no sound in her village. Her people are at the mercy of a mysterious faraway kingdom which delivers food in return for precious metals mined from the treacherous cliffs surrounding them. When villagers begin to lose their sight, their rations shrink and many go hungry. Faye's home, the boy she loves, and her entire existence are plunged in a crisis, under threat of darkness and salvation. Until one night, Faye is awoken by a searing noise, and sound becomes her weapon. So, Upon reading that synopsis, I was already caught. But what I was about to say earlier was one look at the cover, and I already knew I kind of had to get into it because on the cover, it's from the author of Vampire Academy and the Bloodline series, which I haven't read either of these. Don't get me wrong, but I recognize Vampire Academy. It's it's something popular, something I've seen throughout the years. So I was like, okay, if it's by that author, surely this has to be an interesting read. And then I read the synopsis, and then I was actually hooked. So I did actually try to read this like a little bit before I started Neophyte, but I only got like 5 pages in, and I really wanted to read Neophyte over this. So yeah. Moving on. A Hero's Curse by P.S. Broadus? That's what I'm going to assume. Essie Brightstay has never heard a rock basilisk scream. She has never worn magical armor, stood up to a queen, or run from dragons. Instead, Essie, her sarcastic cat, Tigrabomb, just call him Tig. That's actually kind of funny. And her secretive family struggle to survive on their small farm nestled against the forbidding cliffs of the Valley of Fire. But all that is about to change when a rebellion against a cruel interim ruler is sparked. Forced to flee from their lives, Essie and Tig lose themselves in the twisted labyrinth of the ancient lava flow. When Essie finds proof that the missing king Mactog Ogni. I really don't know how to pronounce that one. I'm sorry, I really don't. May be alive. She is given the opportunity to help restore stability to the kingdom. But the course of her journey will force her to face her deepest fears and unravel the mystery behind her own blindness, if Essie can survive the encounter. So, I've been trying to get into fantasy lately, more into fantasy, because I used to read it years ago, and then I kind of drifted away, which it does happen, no big deal. But I saw that, and for 50 cents, it looked interesting. I actually just recently found out that that is part of a series, so that's even better, more books to read, although this also means I have to find them, which is kind of cool and kind of But anyway, moving on. The Vampire Stalker by Alison Van Diepen. I think Diepen, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Sometimes truth is stranger than friction. Fiction. Friction. Good. Amy is in love with Alexander Banks, a broad and handsome vampire hunter. There's just one problem. He doesn't exist. Alexander is the hero of a series of popular novels, and Amy has breathlessly followed all his fictional adventures. Then, late one night, fiction becomes reality. Amy meets a boy who bears an eerie resemblance to Alexander Banks. In fact, he is Alexander, come to life from the pages of the book. And he's in hot pursuit of Vigo, the ruthless vampire who has been crossed over into Amy's city. As Amy struggles to unravel the mystery behind Alexander's arrival, she must help him track down Vigo before too many lives are at risk. But attraction, danger, and dark secrets soon collide, leaving Amy to wonder if the greatest thing at stake is her heart. So, that just really caught my attention when I read it, because I was like, okay, this actually seems kind of cool. Like, what, why is he there? It's just piquing my interest a lot. So, yeah. Again, I haven't really read it, but I'm going to get to that. Now, this one I found really interesting. I haven't read it yet, but when I saw the cover, I was like, and I saw the title, I was like, okay, this sounds interesting. And then when I read the synopsis, I was like, okay, this really sounds interesting. Your Heart Belongs to Me by Dean Koontz. Okay. Sorry. At 34, internet entrepreneur Ryan Perry seemed to have the world in his pocket until the first troubling symptoms appeared out of nowhere. Within days, he's diagnosed with an uncurable cardiomyopathy. Sorry, I can't really. And finds himself to the waiting list for a heart transplant. Finds himself on the waiting list. Sorry again. It's his only hope, and it's dwindling fast. Ryan is about to lose it all: his health, his girlfriend Samantha, and his life. 1 year later, Ryan has never felt better. Business is good, and he hopes to renew his relationship with Samantha. Then the unmarked gifts begin to appear: a box of Valentine candy hearts, a heart pendant, most disturbing of all, a graphic heart surgery video, and the chilling message, "Your heart belongs to me." In a heartbeat, the medical miracle that gave Ryan a second chance at life is about to become a curse worse than death. For Ryan is being stalked by a mysterious woman who feels entitled to everything he has. She's the spitting image of the 26-year-old donor of the heart beating steadily in Ryan's own chest, and she's come to take it back. Yeah. So I just think that sounds all kinds of interesting and mysterious, and I'm so looking forward to getting into that book later. Like, I think it's going to be a wonderful read, and I'm just so looking forward to it. Ooh, okay, the next book. I thought this was an interesting one, too. Another Faust by Daniel and Dina Nayuri. Okay. On a single night, 5 children suddenly vanished from their homes in Paris, Glasgow, Rome, and London. Years later, 5 enigmatic teenagers make an impressive entrance at an exclusive New York holiday party with their strange but beautiful governess, Madame Valori. Rumor and intrigue follow the Faust children in the elite Manhattan Marlowe School, where their very presence brings unexplainable misfortune. Using gifts given to them by Madame Valori, these mysterious teenagers rise to suspicious heights at Marlowe. Though at first their abilities seem almost childlike in their simplicity, they soon learn that their newfound talents for cheating, stealing, hiding, and lying are far more potent than they had ever imagined, and far more addictive. Ignoring the side effects of pursuing their individual obsessions, bargaining with the very devil in their midst as they claw their way to the top, these 5 ambitious teens draw ever nearer to their goals, until 2 of them uncover a secret even more shocking than their own most unforgivable sins. Dialing up the ancient dilemma of indulgence versus redemption, this modern-day retelling of the Faustian bargain story, set in 21st century Manhattan, provides a look into the cutthroat world of high school competition that is both bitterly funny and scorchingly wicked. So, just saying one off, the cover is beautiful to me. I love that. I just loved that the first time I saw it. Now, the backstory of that is, when I first saw it, I read it, and for some reason, I couldn't get myself to buy it. I was like, I couldn't tell if I was going to like it. I don't really know why. I don't, because I think it actually sounds really good. But for some reason, I just couldn't do it. I was like, nope, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I was a Goodwill. So about a week later, 6 days later, I went back to Goodwill to actually get the book. I was like, okay, maybe it's still there. Maybe it's not. If it's not, it's fine. It's whatever. But if it's there, I'm going to get it. And it was. So, you know, I kind of feel like, that was kind of my own, good fortune, because I did get to buy the book, and now I get to read it sometime soon. Which I actually do want to read it sometime soon because it looks so good. Honestly, all these books really look good. But this is definitely higher on the list. The next book, I can't actually read the synopsis because I don't have a synopsis for it. Which I know what it is, but I kind of don't have a cover. It's a hardback, but I don't have like a cover to go over it. So I'm assuming that's, I'm kind of missing it, but I didn't, I kind of let it go. And that would be Tempted, a House of Night novel by PC Cast and Christian Cast. I do know this is the 6th book in the series, so that's, that's its own thing. But I actually bought this book because my best friend loves it. So, loves the series. So I was like, okay, found it. I paid 50 cents for it, So I was like, okay, I'll just start collecting them as I find them, and I'll eventually get to read the series, and that's how I'm going to do this. So, anyway, moving on to the last book in this video. The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. A truly devious novel. Which, yeah, we'll get into that in a second. Okay. Amateur sleuth Stevie Bell needs a good murder. After solving the now famous Truly Devious case at her high school, spoiler by the way, she's back at home for a normal, that means boring, summer. But then she gets a message from the owner of Sunny Pines, formerly known as Camp Wonderfalls, the site of the notorious unsolved Box in the Woods case. Back in 1978, 4 camp counselors were killed in the woods outside of the town of Barlow Corners, their bodies left in a gruesome display. The new camp owner offers Stevie an invitation. Come to the camp and help him work on a true crime podcast about the case. Stevie agrees, as long as she can bring along her friends from Elegant Academy. Nothing sounds better than a summer spent together, investigating old murders. But something evil still lurks in something evil still lurks in Barlow Corners. When Stevie opens the lid on this long dormant case, she gets much more than she bargained for. The Box in the Woods will make room for more victims. This time Stevie may not make it out alive. Okay, so my first thought when I saw this book was, oh my god, there's another Truly Devious novel. Oh my god, this is going to be great. And then my head went, well, it's no longer a trilogy anymore, is it? Because, that was the whole advertisement, that it was a trilogy, and now it's not. And, I'm not really upset about that, because I actually really liked the Truly Devious series. The trilogy, the original. So when I saw that there was another book with the same characters, okay, I was like, I can get behind it. I can get behind this. So pretty much bought it right away. And I've already read through it, and I'll be discussing that in another video. But I have to say, first off, it's worth it. I will say that much already. It is worth it. If you like Truly Devious, it's so worth it. The characters are so true to who they were, and it's just honestly a wonderful read. Very much worth it. So, anyway, that is actually all for this video. I don't know if I'm going to be buying as many books in September. We will see. I kind of just find them sporadically at Goodwill when I go to look. So it is possible, but I think I need to cut down a little bit on how many books I buy and, up how many I read a month, because that would be great to get through some of these actually. But we will see what happens. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment. If you've read some of these books, what are your thoughts? If you have any recommendations, I actually will take that too. I'm definitely not shy to book recommendations. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And I will see all of you later. Bye.